Good afternoon. It's May the 27th. I'm not really walking very far, but I'm going to go a long way around to get there. So we'll do a little bit of the creek, a little bit of 13th. Stretch out the walk that way. It's a gray day. In fact, it looks like it was sprinkling a few minutes ago, but hopefully it doesn't sprinkle on me anymore. All the forecast things said, nope, no chance of rain. And then I looked out and the ground my front step was wet. So much for the forecasting. No walking over the weekend because I was tied up with Beauty and the Beast, produced by Regina Lyric Musical Theatre. I was playing Maurice, Belle's father. It's a great production, sold out start to finish. So considering the size of the theater, that's about, I don't know the exact seating. I've heard it, but I can't remember it now. It must have been something in the neighborhood of 1,800 people over the 4 shows. Standing ovations every night. Everybody in the cast is now suffering from post-show depression, post-show blues. Because you work on it for so long, and then you have this paroxysm of performances. And since it's, community theater, we only get 4 performances, which is pretty typical. And then it's over. It's a little more satisfying in professional theater, which I've done, and I was in a professional production of Beauty and the Beast, 16 years ago now. Because you get a longer run, but even then it seems like it's over too soon. I think we did, because it was a Christmas show, I think we did a month's worth of performances, 4 weeks or something like that, 28 performances. And even that seemed like it was over really quick. I'm not immune to post-show blues, but perhaps after having done it as long as I have, I'm a little less inclined to it than I was once upon a time. There's always another show, until, of course, comes the day when there isn't, but you don't know that. So, I don't know. Is this my last show? I certainly hope not. I actually hope to do more, because I'd like to get back into it more. Trouble is, of course, as I keep telling people, all of a sudden I'm playing the old guys. I still want to play the leading men roles. I can sing their music, but I can't play the roles anymore. Well, I never did, really. I was always a character actor. Look at the beautiful lilacs blooming everywhere. That's particularly purple and attractive stand of them. We'll go up here and walk along the dike a little bit. I'm just going over as far as Elphinstone. Then I'm going to go up to 13th, walk down 13th to Albert, and that will be it. Since that's where I'm actually headed. I'm just, instead of doing it in 3 blocks, I'm doing it in several blocks worth of walking. Anything exciting on the publishing side? Not really. Oh, there's a new podcast. And that reminds me, I need to put out a newsletter promoting it. There's a new podcast. Thomas R. Weaver, very successful entrepreneur in UK, turned his hand to writing techno thriller. It's called Artificial Wisdom. Won an award, it's getting good reviews. I talked to him about it, so you can find that on my YouTube channel. I haven't done a post like I normally do. I guess that's another thing I should do. I don't know who reads those. I usually put them up. Anyway, that's what I finished off this morning. I'd already edited the video, but I had to do the web page and stuff. Although, hi, Roger. Thank you. I don't know, I'm still debating, but I may pull the plug on the World Shapers podcast along about August. I have enough interviews lined up, I think, to take me almost to the 6th anniversary of the podcast, and I'm finding my heart's not in it the way it was before. It's becoming a little rote. I'd like to keep doing something along those lines, but maybe change focus. At the very least, I'll keep interviewing my own authors that I'm publishing. but I might not call it the World Shapers podcast. It might be not really a podcast, but just a YouTube channel where I interview authors that I'm publishing. Shadowpaw Press has its own YouTube channel, but it has no subscribers, so it makes way more sense for me to put them on Edward Willett, which is at 1,160 something. Ooh, that's a tall lilac there, as tall as the trees. There's always a garden here, getting closer to looking more gardeny. There's plants in it, it looks like. Getting harder to see the creek now. They cut these way back a couple of years ago, but they're starting to grow up pretty tall again, these bushes. Could still be some rain over there in the west, where we're looking right now. Yes, we had one show on Friday night, it was opening night, 2 shows on Saturday. So we did a 1:30 matinee and then a 7:30 performance, evening performance, and then matinee yesterday to close things off. Then, of course, after the show was over, we had to strike the set, peel up the dance floor, literally rolled up the floors, load everything out, unload everything where they're being stored. And we all went to Boston Pizza for a cast farewell. And now I'm seeing, as I said, messages from people who are feeling post-show blues. Oddly enough, I'm about to do Beauty and the Beast again. Very different production. Class Act Studios, where my daughter danced and where she works, and I see I've got an unstable internet connection. Warning. I don't know why. Is doing a ballet version of Beauty and the Beast. Not December, it's June. Okay, let's stop and do our traditional look here. To the east. And to the west. It's their recital, so it's kind of a cross. It's a ballet version of Beauty and the Beast with the Disney music, but it's got additional music and additional scenes because since it's their recital, they have to work in all the little kids of whatever level who are. So they will be worked into scenes within the overarching storyline of Beauty and the Beast. And I'm playing Monsieur Dark in that one. I will not be dancing, but I will be in the cast, along with a number of other adults, including a couple of people who were in Beauty and the Beast. In fact, the guy who played Gaston in the version we just finished, Ryan Ramsey, is playing the Beast in the dance version. So I'm not done with Beauty and the Beast just yet. And then coming up, beginning of July, I'm doing a recital for my birthday, to mark my 65th birthday, at the Artesian. Invitation only. Won't be selling tickets to that. It's really a birthday party, but that's what I'm going to do as part of the birthday party. So looking forward to that. And I'm going to do a couple of songs for Beauty and the Beast in that, so it's definitely Beauty and the Beast year. In fact, Little Theater did a non-musical version of Beauty and the Beast in the fall, so a lot of Beauty and the Beasting going on this year here in Regina. Creek looking pretty. I wonder if they've got the waterfall going yet. If they do, that might change the way I walk here. I'm going to go down by it. The sky's pretty. Put on my sweater because it was chilly when I first came out because of the rain. And now I'm thinking I'm going to be too warm, aren't I? Let's see, is the waterfall waterfalling? It is. Okay, well, then let's go take the first look of the year at the waterfall. It is, of course, an entirely artificial waterfall, but pretty nonetheless. It's kind of green bowl down in here. Popular for pictures. In fact, what kind of voices that I sing with? We had our group photo taken here. That'll be 2 years ago this fall, I guess, when I first started with them. There we go. The waterfall is falling once more. Don't drink the water, though. We'll go over the little footbridge here. I presume the water comes straight from the creek. They pump it over the waterfall there, and then it finds its way back to the creek along this little ditch here. Mm-hmm. Now, which way should I go? Since I came this way, should I go over there? Should I cut across the grass? The grass will be wet because it's been raining. We'll go down this way and walk. Yeah, okay. We'll go down here and walk along Elphinstone. Or I could cut through the grass. How wet would it be? It didn't rain that much. It can't be that wet. Cut through the grass. Go by the playground there. Picnics area here, and then you've got baseball diamonds. So that's what those buildings are associated with. Clubhouse, dressing rooms, I guess. Canteen for when there are games. Nice little playground here. Nobody on it at the moment. Yeah, my feet are getting a little damp. Ooh, quite a thick layer of pea gravel here. Kind of have the feeling they may have just replenished it. Groundskeeping people over there, keeping grounds. Let's get back on the pavement. That grass was damp enough that I kind of wish I hadn't walked through it. So coming up to Elphinstone here. Technically Elphinstone goes over there, jogs over there, and then it turns into Montague, I guess. But then from here on north, it's Elphinstone. They've been mowing. I can smell it. Fresh mown grass. I still think of that as a new condo building, but it really isn't that new anymore. Well, if the sun comes out, I'll be too warm for sure. There you can see all the baseball diamonds. I'm going to go somewhere and work for a little bit away from the house, so I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to work on, though. I find I knew they were closing Elphinstone. Can I get across the bridge even? Sidewalk closed? Looks like it might be. I have to keep this in mind because this is normally the way we come to go to the airport, but we obviously can't do that. Next time. I think I can cross the bridge on the other side, maybe not on this side. Going to Toronto next week for the Association of Canadian Publishers annual meeting. I'll be there. And Literary Press Group annual meeting. I thought I'd go in person because, connect people to their publishing companies. Even though some of them publish stuff that I strongly disapprove of. They might feel the same way about what I publish. Everybody's getting detoured over to Pasqua here. They came down this way. Baseball, they're all ready to go. Probably already been in use. I'm sure they are. Bases are out on that one. This is all city owned. Maybe I can still use the sidewalk on this side. No, it says no. Very specifically says no. They don't want pedestrians crossing on either side. That means I have to go all the way down to the next footbridge. Well, that'll stretch this out even more than I intended. Looks like they're doing something on the bridge, I guess. Looking on the bridge. All right, well, I guess I'm walking a little further along the creek than I originally planned. It says not to walk along there, although I don't really see any reason not to at the moment, but I guess I'll obey. Lots of cars turning left here for a while. And people realize that you can't come down off the stone at all. Back over to the creek side here. Yeah, as soon as we're in the sun, I knew I wouldn't want this if the sun came out. I was hoping the sun wouldn't come out, but it did, and now I'm hot. It was pleasant in the shade. See, still lots of cloud around. It'll probably cloud over again. It's facing west, and there's cloud in that direction. It's hard to be sure. No matter what you do, I'm on your side, was my song in Beauty and the Beast. And if my point of view is somewhat misty-eyed. Not in the movie. There's nothing clearer in my life than what I wish and feel for you. That's a lot, no matter what. Singing it to my daughter. So for the recital I mentioned, I'm going to sing it to my real daughter, with my real daughter, who is also in the show, in the dance corps. So that should be sweet. And I'm going to let her have a solo too, because after all, she's about to head up this weekend. I'll be with her to Saskatchewan for provincial music festival. She's singing in some musical theater classes, one of which has the potential to get her recommended to Western Regionals in Victoria, but there's a lot of people competing, so won't count on that, but it could happen. She's very good, if I do say so myself, although my point of view is somewhat misty-eyed. Some may say all fathers just exaggerate, that every daughter's great. Another part of the song. Every daughter tends to say her father stops. She pulls out all the stops to praise him, and quite rightly. It's a very nice song. Only one I got to sing, except backstage on Human again, and a bit in the finale. But that was okay. Maurice is in quite a bit of the first part of the first act, and then he disappears because he's tries to get help from Gaston and the people in the tavern to go and rescue Belle from the beast, and when they refuse, he says he'll go himself. And that's the last we see of him until the second act, when Belle sees in the magic mirror that he's lying in the woods somewhere, and she has to go save him. Which then takes us to back to the town, and then the mob song where they decide to go and kill the beast, and then she has to go save the beast. And I say I'm going with her, but we don't see me again until the finale. Whatever I do in the castle doesn't make it on stage. Okay, well, we'll go up this way now. Maybe just ride on up to 13th. See, once I get there, make up my mind. I don't know why there are traffic things everywhere out here. Planting something? Maybe it's a farm. Maybe they grow these things. I always thought they were made, but maybe it's a little plantation for roadblocks. We grow lots of other things in Saskatchewan. Maybe we grow roadblocks. I don't know. There's a turtle, painted turtle, literally. Community fire pit. You want to come and have a fire, you can do it there. And there's not a picnic table or anything else anywhere close to it, so I'm not quite sure why you would, but there it is. And of course, a playground. Soccer field over there. Neil Buckwell Civic Arts Center is over there. I could go this way, back to Elphinstone on this side of the roadblock. Well, the road's blocked up there too, so I might as well. I'll go this way by the Neil Buckwell, and then make my way through Cathedral to my final destination, the corner of 13th and Albert. There's the Centennial Beaver there, from 1967. That would have been built the same year we moved to Canada. Because kind of the first thing I knew about Canada was Expo 67. We talked about it in school in Texas. And then when I found out we were moving to Canada, I was quite excited because I'd get to go see Expo 67. And my parents had to explain to me that we were every bit as far from Montreal here in Regina as we were down in Texas. Different angle, but probably the same distance. I've never looked exactly, but I'll bet you it is. Very close. Might be a little less because it's a bit more straight east from here, but no, that's probably, you have to angle south a bit from here, so I should look it up sometime. Anyway, so we did not get to see Expo 67. My wife did, but she was only 3, so... No, 4. I guess she turned 4. But 1967, so I came up here, and some of the earliest songs I remember are all the Confederation 1967 Confederation centennial songs like Canada, we love you. No, we love thee, actually, because it has to rhyme with Canada proud and free. Hurrah, hurrah for Canada, 3 cheers, hip, hip, hooray. Celebrate, that's the order of the day. Frere Jacques, merrily we roll along together, all the way to, yeah. Yep, a lot of it's still in my head for all these years. It is a lot of years, and coming up on the 57th anniversary of our moving to Canada. More than half a century now. That doesn't make me feel old. Makes me feel older than the fact I was playing the guy that kept calling me old man in Beauty and the Beast. There's the other end of the blocked street. I bet you people ignore those no pedestrian signs, so there's no obvious reason for them at the moment. I suppose if they rip a hole in the bridge, that might. Hey, now we're walking north on Elphinstone. Down the alley. Kind of like this house with the dark green and then the shutters that are cut out, so you see the green behind it, so you get those green trees. That's cool. Clearly ornamental shutters, because shutters that have holes in them would be of very little use to keep out the rain or the wind. Ooh. We're also getting into cankerworm season. People ask about the bands you see around some trees. They keep these flightless female insects from crawling up and laying their eggs. None of these are banded, and I'm walking through webs, which are usually a result of the larvae dropping. They bungee jump down on these threads. In a bad year, if you don't have the trees banded, they can pretty much completely denude a tree of leaves, these larvae. Okay, do we just go to 13th, or do I zigzag through I think I'll zigzag through the Crescents, or the Cathedral. So we will go this way. Takes us up by a church up here. St. Mary's, I believe it is. St. Mary's Anglican Church. Which I've sung in at a funeral. Maybe another occasion, but I remember the funeral. I don't remember what I sang, but I remember being asked, because then I met the fellow whose funeral I was going to be singing at, who had some sort of terminal illness, and that was a little weird. You don't very often talk to people about the fact you're going to be singing at their funeral in the near future. Nevertheless, I did. There's St. Mary's. I think it's St. Mary's. I'm sure it's St. Mary's. We're going to zig up this way. See that the Canada Post man or woman is out and about somewhere. I know people are watching, but only one person has said hello today. So if you're watching, I hope you're enjoying this little stroll. I'd be enjoying it more if I wasn't carrying my computer, which is quite heavy, over my right shoulder. Because I want to use it when I get where I'm going, that was the only way to do this. There's some of the old houses along here. Not too many new infill houses here. We're going to zig again here. This is the one that takes us by the outdoor kids art gallery. No, it's not. Either that or it's gone, but I think I'm just on a different street. Lots of birds. There's a very vocal bird in our backyard this morning, I noticed. I don't know what kind it was. I'm not enough of a, what would the word be? Ornithopile, I guess? Something like that. Not enough of a bird aficionado. Classic old VW bus there, minibus. This neighborhood probably belongs to somebody who bought it brand new. They were a hippie. Hippies were a bit older than me. I was a kid in the 60s. Wasn't a teenager till the 70s, mid 70s at that. Must have been the next block up is where the kids gallery is on the other side of the street. We can walk through the park here, which we will. Towards the cathedral, there it is. Holy Rosary Cathedral, built in 1910. Dogs must be leashed. I have no dog, so I don't have to worry about it. The Rosary School there. I don't know if it's closed yet or not. I keep hearing that it's going to close, but I'm never sure if it's happened or not yet. Pretty good look at the cathedral from a distance. About the only place you can get a view like this from a distance, even though it has trees in the way. Could join a path over here. Little shade again. I knew I shouldn't have put on the sweater, but I was chilly when I first stepped out in a slightly drizzly cloud, and now I wish I'd stuck with my initial instinct, which was shirt sleeves only. Well, in pants. I usually wear those. Haven't switched to shorts yet, but we're certainly time I could. Once I do, I tend to stick to shorts for the rest of the summer for most of the time. As I have to go somewhere that shorts are not appropriate. I think there's a daycare in here, play school or something. They've been doing some work on the cathedral too. I don't know what. I see there's somebody working in the back there. And there's been a lot of fencing around over here too. Yeah. Now they're working in there too. There is a crosswalk up here that I'm going to take so I can walk down the other side of the 13. This is the old nunnery over here. It's now condos, or at least apartments. Can't tell from that what they're doing. As I often mention, 30 years ago, at least 35, I once picked up a girl who lived there for a date, one-time date. So I've been in that apartment, but it was 3 decades ago at least. Before I was going with my wife-to-be, 13th Avenue Food and Coffee House. There's the front of the cathedral. Various things along here. Hair studio. That might still be a house, that one. Antique and gift shop. I've never been in there. I like the name, the Cat and the Fiddle. Another beauty bar. Vintage streetwear sold here. There's a lot of wall art here. And then we get the Penny University bookstore, which I have, probably still have books in. Haven't been in there for a while. Another clothing store here. Cathedral Village Arts Festival that I was trying to figure out. Last time I walked down this way, it was actually this last weekend. It's when the big street festival was. This is Des Arts, the ice cream and candy store. Westminster United over there. Another fine place to sing. Dentist next to the candy store. I always found that ironic. Oh, Storybook Princess parties. Sydney, who played Belle, works there. So she's played Belle a lot for birthday parties. There'll be a Beauty and the Beast, Belle and the Prince. You can hire them to come for your kid's birthday party. In fact, they had an ad in our program, and it was an ad of 13th Avenue Coast finally gone for good. Coffee roasters. I never bought anything there. Gale's Florist, unfortunately, is closed. Been there forever. Pacific Fresh Fish is where we get fish. Safeway is where we get groceries. Our butcher is just down that way. This is all our shopping neighborhood. Can't really see it from here, but the Mercury Diner I like because it has a rocket on top of it. So this is the Mercury Diner. It's just what it sounds like. Good old-fashioned diner. More hair stuff. Filipino bakery. Cathedral pet shop. Pet shops tend to cater far more to dogs than cats, so we rarely bother with them. And you've got the community neighborhood center here. And there for this and that over the years. Insurance place over there. No public art. Is this part of the tornado art, or is it something else? I think it's something else. Sobeys liquor store is reasonably new. Handy to have. It's not very big, not a lot of selection, but if you need something quick, that's a good place to get it. Not much of a window display. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Stack upon stack of it. Nothing in here at the moment. But there's this nice, I always think of it as Aslan, but maybe the Luther Lions. Luther, which is where my daughter went to school, Luther College High School, their mascot is a lion. Coffee shop, ice cream place over there. This used to be the IOOF hall, and I performed in here. And on one year for Cathedral Arts Festival, when I was doing Prairie Opera out of Saskatchewan, we had a kids' opera. Chanticleer, I think that one was, because I was dressed as a chicken. I dressed in a lot of weird things doing those children's operas. Donkey one year. Big donkey I was, too. It's the ears, maybe at least 7 feet tall. Warehouse Books is like a new age bookstore right across from the Christian bookstore over there. Cup of tea. Should you need some tea? Paper umbrella. Should you need paper umbrellas, but also stationery. I doubt they sell any actual paper umbrella. Well, they might. Little ones for drinks, maybe. Then you've got the Traditions Craft Gallery here. Shoe store here. I don't even know what that is. And then there's the Artesian, former church that I will be, that's where I'm having my birthday party, and we'll be singing the recital I was talking about earlier. Looking forward to that. I performed in there more than once. Had a book launch in the basement once. Various things. And I think I'll actually stop here with the view of the Artesian. So that's it. Thanks for walking with me. Tomorrow's likely to just be a walk downtown because I have to get a haircut. But we'll see. Bye for now.